Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome back everybody, let's update our view on cryptocurrencies. So in general you can see that Bitcoin also shows nice upside performance. It's following the overall tendency on the market, some euphoria concerning the, well, moderately good payrolls in last week and on 2 weeks ago, and last week the CPI numbers. So those of you who read our reports in the Forex market, in the gold market, there we have explained why we're not really taking an idea of the big positive currently, because we think that it is too early to make the conclusion that United States economy stands on the way on a recovery, the soft landing, and inflation is defeated. So other data doesn't confirm it, and actually we have some contradiction numbers. If we're trying to combine recent performance of the job market, other indicators of the United States economy together with the dropping of the CPI, and it just shows that we see the contraction of the consumption and slowdown in the economy in general. And on that background, we think that it's temporal moment. Also would not exclude some facts of the political adjustment on recent data. So that's why we will see what will happen, especially on this week when we will get the BPI numbers. On the Bitcoin, it's also additional factors. You know that FTX was able to find 5 billions for customers' accounts, and that was really positive. But in particular speaking, this was the triggering moment for this rally. And later, well, actually, statistics release have been put upon the news from the FTX, and that has led to this performance that you see currently. So yes, in the current moment, you can see good rally on the lower time frames. Would not exclude that in general Bitcoin could climb even higher, but we think that the downside trend is not over yet, and very soon the tendency might change back. In fact, in the higher time frames, you can see that despite, well, actually on the lower time frame, this is good performance. Here is very small action. Trend here stands strongly bearish. As you can see, what market has to do to break the trend, so it has to move significantly higher. It's a lot of resistance stands ahead. So currently just on the monthly chart, it looks like just a minor bounce up. Nearest resistance area that maybe market article could achieve is because market already 21. So here we could see on the weekly chart, monthly chart, we have the resistance. This is a new pivot point, yearly pivot point of the Bitcoin, 26.75 approximately. And 27.98, this is nearest fib resistance on the monthly chart. So it will be only the 30% pullback, not from the major reaction points, but from this one, small stressing downside swing. So currently it's very too early to speak about the changing of the global tendency. It might be just a reaction on some positive news in recent few weeks. On the weekly chart, as we said, it's too small volatility stands. Here is market should show some action, and it has happened. So you can see market shows the upside bounce here. Additional risk factor here, as we said, we have this ABCD pattern in place, and that is the OP that has not been reached, and market stands very close to the OP. That's why it's also, well, makes the tricky this recent pullback. Usually markets never just ignore the important targets. It's trying to complete it first, and then starting some other action, either downside breakout or reversal or something of that sort. And this is another reason why this might be just short-term performance on the market. So I wouldn't talk even about the liquidity. As the Fed is drying liquidity, and if markets really will see some reversal around the board, so it's probably the Bitcoin will be the last asset that markets and investors would like to buy. So first they will consider stocks and maybe bonds, something of that sort. But liquidity is diminishing, and Fed is drying liquidity with the quantitative tightening, as you know, then the rate changing as well. So that's why we are treat this as, well, It's just temporal effect, temporal reaction. Meantime, on the shorter term, for trading purposes, take a look what is going on a daily chart. As we said, if market will not show any reaction in 1910 area where was the confluence, as you can see, market has broken it up, we will consider next level is 21. Will be XOP. Let's take a look at this ABCD pattern. XOP now is completed, market stands at overbought, and this is also 21.48 fib resistance right there. So actually we have agreement resistance level and a daily overbought. So currently it's definitely not the good point for position taking. If you'd like to buy the Bitcoin, you need to consider some support levels. I will show you a bit later. There's some pullback here. Bears could consider some intraday bearish patterns. So bearish setups are available only for intraday trading. On the daily chart, we have strong bullish context, so we do not have to consider taking the short position here. Existence of this, some kind of the Jordan directional pattern. So you can see we have actually the stretch combination of the overbought with the fib level. And actually was also the kind of the Kibi trade. So XOP also agreed with overbought. So this is directional bearish pattern. It's another reason why the bulls should sit in the hands and wait when this will exhaust. This market will show some bounce down. But it doesn't mean that we couldn't get some upward continuation here. Maybe I have not excluded that it might be the hand and shoulders. Take a look. Left shoulder head. This might be deep retracement somewhere to the 1850 area maybe. And that's maybe larger ABCD pattern, as I said, in this case to the 26 on a monthly chart. But all this stuff, it still will be the retracement. It's maybe significant, especially in terms of the daily chart, but it will not become the breaking of the bearish tendency yet. Since still it absolutely doesn't stop us from the trading, so we could trade it easily. That being said, although context is bullish, we said that it would be better to wait for a pullback. On bears, on the follow time frame chart, take a look what we have. We're thrusting up. Here's the levels that theoretically we could consider. The 618 support here stands 1828. This is not the major level. This is from the starting of the upper direction. So you can see major level will start from this reaction point. Here I am taking the reaction point where it's actually rally has started. It's also important. And it actually corresponds to the potential area of the right shoulder if it will be formed. And also have two other areas. Since market at overbought, maybe it makes sense not to consider 20 even, and the first level to consider is the conference. It's 1926, 1948. So it'll be most reliable level where market could drop. Also, since we have the good thrust here on the top, it might be maybe double repo, maybe something of that sort. This reaction could start on the resistance. I'm drawing here the butterfly with the target around 2160. So theoretical market could try to show this minor spike to complete, to touch this fib level, although XOP was already completed, but it's not necessary that will happen. So because XOP already is touched. Just for some case that if you will see the butterfly here, it might be additional pattern that you could use if you make the scalp short trades on intraday charts. That's maybe the pattern that you could use. Potentially appearing of the butterfly later could lead to appearing of the hand shoulders. It very often happens. That's the first moment. Second moment, take a look at the moving average. So theoretically, it might be also the double repo pattern here. So we have good thrusting upward action, close below 3x3, close above, and creating the new top, which is important. If market will show the drop here, close below the 3x3, that one might be the double repo, and its minimum target will be somewhere around, well, I suspect, either the confluence, it would be better to use as a target, or 50% support from the thrust, somewhere around the 19 even, so somewhere in this level. That's actually what we have on the Bitcoin. It's a lot of interesting stuff, a lot of potential patterns that could be traded, and let's keep watching. So in two words, bulls are waiting for a pullback for position taking, bears sit on the hands on the daily chart, but could consider some scalp short positions on the 4-hour time frame chart, on the hourly chart, with a drop maybe somewhere to the 19 even, 19 even 30 circumference area. So that's two levels that might be used for a potential destination point, and later we will see what will happen.